And the news is that for the past few days, 3-4 past week, there have been up to 10 events across the UK where our brothers or sisters from different schools of thought within Islam, they have come together to celebrate the birth of the greatest man, our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Unfortunately, where we need to see such events more and often, it's been difficult for us in these days and this century to perform, to come together, to believe in our differences, to respect our differences, but at the same time have dialogue within our family. This is our family. Have a dialogue, talk about these differences, and focus and emphasize on our similarities, which are way, way more than our differences. If we don't do this, we know we have enemies. It's been repeatedly said that we have enemies, and we have to be careful. If we don't emphasize on our similarities, there are those who will emphasize on our differences, and they've done that, unfortunately. Anyways, the news is that, alhamdulillah, for the past few days, there has been, as I said, up to 10, and there is still going on until the Sunday, where different groups, different ideology, different thinking have to come together to perform an event. And I'm sure if you ask the organizers of these events, organizing an event is very difficult, especially if you are working with an external organization. Well, alhamdulillah, this has happened. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about Love Muhammad and how he started and what it has to do with the events that took place for the past few days. In 2012, it was, I believe, that we thought it is necessary. It is necessary to show this similarity, because today was my first time coming to Leicester, and in the past few hours, I met a few of the brothers and sisters, and when I talk to them, it's the same exact dialogue that we have in different cities, in London, or different locations, in different masjids, in different organizations. And the fact is that, we are very similar. We can talk to each other. We have a right frequency. We have the similar frequency. So why not work on this to develop where we stand? Unfortunately, there are people on the name of our Islam portraying it in a different way. It is our responsibility to show that this is not right. This is not our Islam. They're giving it a bad name. There is only one way we could solve this. Anyways, Love Muhammad in 2012, although this is not about 2012, about 500 years ago, our scholars from different schools of thought, they were exchanging letters saying that we need to emphasize and exercise our similarities and work together. And this was established then. They could easily have a dialogue, they could talk about their differences, and they knew their similarities. In 2012, in UK, we decided to try this in this environment. After all, we have been grown up here, and part of our culture has been UK, so we needed to work in this country. And alhamdulillah, in 2013, there was an event where we brought scholars from different sects of Islam, where they emphasized again on the similarities. This was repeated in 2012, and alhamdulillah, in 2015, we see up to 15 different events happening in different parts of the UK. And this is just growing. When something is right, when something is on the right track, it will need a little bit of energy then it will continue its way, because it's the natural way that it has to happen. The natural way of these events has caused it to grow, and alhamdulillah, we see this growing every day. In Love Muhammad, there is very clear aim, and the aim is to show that we could work together, and that's it. That is really it. There is nothing hidden, there is nothing else to it. To show that although we are different, but we could work with each other. If we could accomplish this objective, we've done all we wanted. Although there has been difficulties, but I don't know why it's difficult when I'm in London. I live in London. When I'm in London, for me it's difficult to understand what's going on in Leicester, and I have imaginations and I have false information, and I don't understand the local people in Leicester. And I think, it's very difficult to work in Leicester. The Leicester people are different, or in Manchester they are different, or in Nottingham they are different. But when you go there, you see the similarities. You feel home. And inshallah, I don't wanna. If there is any questions about Love Muhammad, I will talk. But there is the website. There are lots of events that you could follow and find out. But the reason we are here today is to ask every individual of you to keep this in mind, ponder about it, and why not? Next year, I heard from a sister in a few days' time there is an event where our youths are coming together to put something. Let's support them. Let's have similar events more, and let's show the true face, what we really believe in. And if there are any questions about Love Muhammad, I'm happy. And there are other brothers who have worked much more than me, and inshallah they could answer you. But it was a pleasure coming here. Thank you very much for sisters, and send my regards to everyone you see. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah, thank you so much, and I'm really glad to know that you feel welcome and at home in Leicester. And thank you very much for telling us about Love Muhammad. And we can see that it's something that we're hoping is going to get bigger and better every year. So we're here today, so hopefully we can help and tell others about it in the future. And we hope it's going to be a great success, and inshallah we can be part of that, inshallah, in the future. Thank you. Unless there was one burning question, I will allow one. If not, we'll move on to the next speaker. Is there one burning question?
Or ever a comment. I know you don't have time, but if there is any comment or suggestion, please feel free.
Please do. Any constructive feedback will be very helpful.
I just want to ask one question. When you mentioned that 500 years ago there was some dialogue going on or exchange of letters or something, I couldn't get it properly. So can you repeat that?
Sure. As I said, the dialogue between different sects of Islam is not new. About five, even before that there was, but the thing I have seen is that about 500 years ago there was a scholar within Shia community who wrote to the university in Egypt, Al-Zahra, and they had this communication going between them, and there were some fatwas that came out of it, that they established what Islam is, which sects are within Islam, and what you should do and what you shouldn't do. But it's not limited to 500 years ago. It's way before that. There have always been people who thought it's best to emphasize on unity rather than to talk about differences. I've brought my brother here, and I was telling one of the organizers here that if you look at us, we are different. He acts differently to me. He looks different to me, but still he is my brother and I love him. It is exactly the same. And we could solve our problems together because we are a family. I don't want anyone else to come and tell us how to solve our problems. It is exactly the same within Islam. We are from different sects. We know our differences. We are happy to talk about it, and we could, if there is any problem, which I don't think there is, it's just matter of talking, we could solve it ourselves. We don't need anyone else to interfere, which they have, and they've made it even worse.